Yo, what is up guys? I'm here with 8. That's right, 8 Beyblade tips that every Beyblader should know. So, let's get started with number 1. Beyblade tip number 1. Straightening ripcords. So, for this Beyblade tip, you will need a ripcord, a sink, and a paper towel. So, let's get started. So, as many of you Beybladers know, you guys all will have run into this problem of having non-straight ripcords. The problem with non-straight ripcords is that they can cause damage to the launcher and they cause a weak launch. So the solution to this is you simply place the ripcord in the sink. Make sure you have this thing closed, this thing right there, or slightly closed. And then you're going to want to have this ripcord placed in hot water. Get rid of it. And as you can see, it is now kind of like softened, the plastic. Due to the hot water, it's softened. So now, at this time, you turn the sink on to the cold water, so make sure it's pretty cold water. Bend it straight while it's in the cold water. This will cause the ripcord to harden again, and the ripcord should be getting straightened. And voila, you have a straightened ripcord. And after you have hardened it, feel free to dry it off with a paper towel. And yeah, it should be ready and set for the Beyblade launcher. Okay, so here we are at Beyblade tip number 2. And for this tip, you will need a rubber performance tip / bottom and a paper towel. Okay, so another common problem we Beybladers run into is the wearing down of rubber tips. This tip will help preserve / clean the rubber tips to make them last longer. So let's begin. What you'll need is a damp or wet paper towel. This is probably the easiest tip to do. It's pretty basic, straightforward. Yeah, you're just gonna get this, that damp. Make sure it's damp. I recommend getting it wet with cold water. And yeah, all you're gonna need is the rubber tip, and you're gonna want to just twist it. You could also rub it, but I recommend twisting it. It gets the dirt and stuff off. And it should get all the dirt off. This works for all rubber tips, like I said before. And let me just quickly do it to a couple other tips, just to show. So, as you can see, the tips have been cleaned off. This tip is no longer that dirty. And this technique or tip should help preserve your tips because it cleans the rubber and it softens the rubber and it preserves it more, so it makes it last longer. So hopefully you guys enjoy this tip. Let's get on to Beyblade tip number 3. So for this Beyblade tip, you will need a ripcord launcher, a ripcord, silicone spray, and a paper towel. So let's get started. Obviously you're going to need a paper towel. I recommend placing it on where you're going to be using the lubricant. And then you're going to get your ripcord launcher. So you're going to get the lubricant. Make sure you shake it up a little bit. You're going to get the ripcord launcher, and you're just going to spray it into the hole where the ripcord goes in. So, as you can see, there's a lot of lubricant. It's all shiny and glossy and stuff on the launcher itself. I recommend cleaning it off with the paper towel. And now that the lubricant is inside the launcher, you're going to get your ripcord, and you're going to move it in back and forth. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The lubricant lubricates the gears, and it makes the gears move faster, and it strengthens the power of the ripcord launcher. Beyblade tip number 4, fixing loose tips. For this tip, you will need a Beyblade with a tip, obviously, and Teflon tape. Let's begin. So a common problem us Beybladers run into are loose tips on Beyblade set. So you're going to need Teflon tape, and you're going to remove it from its container. It's not toxic or anything. And as you can see, it's like a rubbery, it's not really tape, it's just kind of like a rubbery strip material. Okay, you're going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to need to cut this to a strip. And you're going to want to remove the tip off of the Beyblade. You're going to get the strip. You're going to wrap it around the track. And as you can see, it is all wrapped completely in the Teflon tape. And after that, you're going to place the performance tip on there. You're going to want to put it on. It's a little bit tough sometimes, but is on. And once you remove it, you can take off the tape. And it should work. See, as you can see, It does not move that much anymore. Beyblade tip number 5, customizing launcher prongs. For this tip, you will need 2 launchers, or multiple colored launchers. Make sure they're the same direction, and a screwdriver. So, as you can see here, I have 2 Hasbro ripcord launchers. They're different colors. And a problem that us Beybladers run into sometimes is that our main launcher, the prongs wear out after heavy use. And the solution to that is you don't need to change your launchers if it's just the prongs. You can simply just switch the prongs out with another launcher that's the same direction. So, for example, I have this ripcord launcher here. It's blue. And I have this one. It's like light orange, sort of. Anyways, I'm going to be switching out the prongs. You're going to need just a screwdriver. Make sure it's one of those crosshead ones. I don't know what they're called. Sorry, I think they're just one of those crosshead ones. And you're going to just remove this off, the screw off from the center. Okay, and it should come off easily, sort of. And then you just leave the insides in place. So I have this prong out. Now let's remove the prongs from here. I'm barely removing it with really strong force. But if it's too difficult, I recommend using a different launcher to switch the prongs. And yeah, you just simply screw them back on. I'll just screw this one back on for you guys to show. And there you have it. You have a custom colored launcher now. You can use any other color ripcord now, and it's set. There you have it. Beyblade tip number 6, removing rubber marks off of stadiums. What you'll need for this tip is a stadium and a tennis ball. So this is one of the other more easier tips to do. As you can see, my BB10 has gathered a lot of these marks. These are caused by Beyblades with rubber tips, and when they're launched, they cause these marks, or when they move, they leave these marks. So, I personally don't like them, and the solution to this problem is you simply get a regular old tennis ball, just literally any tennis ball will work, and you just rub it on the stadium, and yeah, it just got cleared up by a simple tennis ball. And that is tip number 6. Sorry. And Beyblade tip number 7, preserving/protecting stickers. So for this tip, you will need a face bolt or clear wheel with a sticker. And clear nail polish. That's right, clear nail polish. Yeah, let's begin. So this is one of the more weird / more useful tips. As you can see, I have my Sermon on the face and a sticker on it. And I'm going to be using clear nail polish. Guys, do not assume that I have this lying around, that I bought it. I borrowed this from my mom. So if you guys can't get a hold of one, I recommend, I don't know, telling your mom or something to get one for you. Yeah, I'm just kind of going to use this. You're going to get your face bolt. You can get your face bolt, and you're just going to apply a light coat onto the face bolt. So, light coat. Simply set it down, let it dry for okay, so the 8th and final Beyblade tip I have for you guys is Beyblade training targets. For this, you will need a water bottle, scissors, and marbles. Marbles are optional, by the way. Let's get started. Okay, so here I have a plastic water bottle. As you can see, it's empty. Yeah, make sure it's empty. Cut it to a certain height. I recommend like only about a little bit below halfway. You just set it on a stadium. And let me just get a Beyblade really quick. Target told me Samurai Pegasus W105, R² F, and my launcher grip setup. So I'm just going to launch it really quick. And it just knocked out the target. So this is where the marbles come into play. As you can see, you can put stuff in there, and I recommend putting marbles. Let me just grab them really quick. I'm just going to place some inside the bottle. Let's launch Samurai Pegasus. Let's see how it does against the target. And yeah, just kind of hitting the target. This is for training, for y'all who want to train your base. It shouldn't damage your base whatsoever. And yeah, that's pretty much it for all of the Beyblade tips. Hopefully you guys found these helpful. I really worked hard on these. Of course, some of these weren't mine. I simply just borrowed them from other people and just put them all into one video. If you need any help or questions, feel free to comment it below. I'll reply as soon as possible. And yeah, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I am out. Oh, and the marbles just fell.